네, 안녕하세요. We are going to study future tense. Okay, future tense. So in Korean language, future tense is 을 and between 을 and got there is space 을, got, and 이. These are pre-final endings. So behind 을 것이 we need final ending. And how about in front of 을 것이 we need the root verb. Okay, and 을 것이 has its own meaning. Okay, so 을 means relatives plus will, and 것 means thing, and 이 is verb be. But when these three letters are combined, their original meaning has disappeared, and then they have new meaning. That is will. Okay, so 을 것이 means will. Okay, future tense. 을 것이 has future tense has two forms, long form and short form. Okay, 을 것이. Okay, 을 것이 or 르 것이. So what is difference? 받침 and 노받침. Okay, 받침 and 노받침. So behind 을 것이 we need final ending and final ending. How about short form is 을 거 and then e. Later e can be omitted. For short form, we can omit e and 르 거 이. So what is difference? 받침, 노받침. Okay, so as you see, e can be omitted. So just a while ago, long form was 을, 것, 이, 3 syllable, but for short form, 을, 거, 2 syllable. And 노받침, and then final ending, like this. And will plus informal polite. Okay, so for informal polite, we have 4 forms. Okay, long form and short form. 아요, 어요, 여요, and 에요. 아요, 어요, 여요, 에요. Okay, here, as I said, E is verb be. So bright vowel, dark vowel doesn't matter here. And yo-yo is for 하다 verb. 을 것이 is not 하다 verb. So we don't need to put yo-yo there. Okay, so 에요. And then, do you remember when you put verb be and then when you put informal polite, there are 2 forms. When there is 받침 이에요 and 노받침 예요. So as you see, 을 것 has 받침. In front of 이, 것 has 받침. So 이에요, 을 것이에요. And 노받침 을 거이 and then 예요, right? So 에요 goes up and then changes to 예요. 을 것이에요, 을 거예요. 네. And then for long form, we use this when we write down, right? But informal polite is the final ending for speaking actually. So in informal situation, we use this form. So the long form 을 것이에요, we doesn't use this often. Okay, so usually the second one 을 거예요. 을 거예요 is better because informal polite is for speaking. So when we speak, we prefer the short form, right? So when you speak, we don't say I am a student. We say I'm a student, right? I'm a student. Short form. So 먹을 것이에요. We don't use them often. So we prefer 먹을 거예요. And will plus formal polite. Formal polite, we have 2 forms. 습니다 and 버니다. What is difference? 받침, 노받침. When it has 받침, 습니다. 노받침, 버니다. So as you see here, 을 것이 has 노받침. So we are going to choose 버니다. Okay. So for statement, 버니다. And then here I choose 을 거이 short form. So for short form, e can be omitted and then put 버니다 like this. So 을 겁니다. So when you pronounce 버 changes to 머. So this is nasalization. So the correct pronunciation is 을 겁니다. 을 겁니다. How about question? Question is 버니까. And then here E also can be omitted because this is a short form. So 불 go down like this. And then pronunciation is 겁니까? 을 겁니까? 겁니까? Nasalization. So statement 을 겁니다. Question 을 겁니까? 먹을 겁니다. 먹을 겁니까? Okay. And will plus a formal non-polite. So this is a formal non-polite. When do we use this form? When we speak and when we write. When we speak and when you this is non-polite form. So when the listener is younger than you or your friend, we use this form. Or when we write down, we use this form. So this is, long form is for written language and short form is always for spoken language. So here it's very simple. Just simply put 다, 을 것이다, 를 것이다. Or short form 을 거다 and 를 거다. Okay, so this formal non-polite, we use this in written language and spoken language, but for written language, we use long form future tense, and in spoken language, we use short form future tense. And auxiliary, so in English, will is auxiliary and it is root verb. And in Korean language, the word order, word sequence is different, opposite. So in Korean language, root verb first, and behind the root verb, auxiliary. And then what do we need? Behind the auxiliary, we need final endings. So for example, root verb will eat, 먹다, 먹. And auxiliary will, 을 것이. Okay, and final ending, 다. So 먹을 것이다. 먹을 것이다. I will eat. And here I will show you that future tense can be substituted by present continuous or present tense in English. So let's see how we can apply this in Korean language. What will you do this weekend? This is perfect because this weekend is future, so here we use will, future tense. How about Korean language? 이번 주말에 뭐 하 플러스 를 거예요. So this is future tense. Perfect. What are you doing this weekend? This is a present continuous for future tense. And in Korean language, present continuous is go it. Go it. 이번 주말에 뭐 하고 있어요? And present tense, what do you do this weekend? 이번 주말에 뭐 해요? So among these six sentences, which one is incorrect? 뭐가 틀려요? Yeah, this one. In Korean language, the present continuous cannot substitute future tense. Okay, in English these are okay, but in Korean language, present continuous tense cannot substitute future tense. And 을거 has two meaning. Okay, will in English also has two meaning. So the first meaning is future tense, and second is assumption. So future tense is like 갈 거예요. I will go, will go. When will you go? In the future, right? So that's why this is the future tense. And assumption is 좋아할 거예요. He will like this one. He will like this. So in the sentence, he will like this. 좋아할 거예요. This will is not future. This will is like I guess or might, right? So this is assumption. So will in English will has two meaning, and in Korean language 을 것이 or 을 거 also has two meaning. Okay, let's practice. 가다 and short form spoken language informal polite 가 플러스 this is short form is 를 거예요. 갈 거예요. 갈 거예요. And formal polite 갈 플러스 갈 거 플러스 가를 거분이다. 갈 겁니다. 갈 겁니다. And formal non-polite. So when the listener is younger than you, we use this one. 갈 거다. Okay? 갈 거다. 갈 거다. How about long form? Informal polite. As I said, informal polite, long form, we don't use this one often. So 갈 것이에요. Yeah, but I think it's almost wrong. We don't say that. How about formal polite? 갈 것입니다. 갈 것입니다. And formal non-polite, 갈 것이다. 갈 것이다. 갈 것이다. I will go. 좋아하다. Like, so this 좋아하다 is not future tense, right? This is assumption. Okay. So informal polite, 좋아할 거예요. 좋아할 거예요. Will like. And formal polite, 좋아할 겁니다. 좋아할 겁니다. And formal non-polite, 좋아할 거다. 좋아할 거다. Informal polite, we don't use this one. And formal polite, 좋아할 것이. This is a formal polite 입니다. Right? So 좋아할 것입니다. 좋아할 것입니다. Okay. And formal non-polite, 좋아할 것이다. 좋아할 것이다. 만나다. I will meet. Future tense. meet. 만날 거예요. And formal polite, 만날 겁니다. And formal non-polite, 만날 거다. Okay. Informal polite. And how about formal polite? 만날 것입니다. 만날 것입니다. And formal non-polite, 만날 것이다. 공부하다. I will study. 공부할 거예요. So I think the first one we use very often. Short form, informal polite. Maybe most common one is this one. So 공부할 거예요. And formal polite, 공부할 겁니다. And 공부할 거 플러스다. 공부할 거다. 공부할 것입니다. 공부할 것. Sorry, it's informal polite. I'm wrong, right? 공부할 것, I don't know. This is 공부할 것입니다. Okay, all right. The first one, 공부할 것입니다. Sorry, this is wrong. 공부할 것입니다. This is 공부할 것이다. So this informal polite is usually in spoken language. So we don't write. Okay. So in spoken language, we don't use long form. Okay. What I want to say here is, informal polite is usually in spoken language. Long form is for written language. That's why in long form we don't use in informal polite. Yeah, maybe that's it. 네, 고마울 거예요. I will thank you. I think that doesn't make sense. But anyway, 고마울 거예요. Yeah, thank you. 감사합니다.